right double, X-jet, 36 counter naked waggle at 7, X quarter on 1. Ready, fucking break.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's a good week of football coming up. Obviously, I'm excited about the Auburn-Georgia game, but I'm really excited about Indiana-Oregon because I think either we're going to prove Indiana's as good as this sports ball talk and the rest of the country think they are and prove that Oregon's not that good, or we're going to see maybe Oregon's deserve the spot that they're at.
I think Oregon's a pretty solid team overall, but I mean...
Yeah, they're in my top 10, but I've got a feeling about Indiana, and I want to see how they pull it out. Coached by Gene Hackman. May he rest in peace.
I've seen that movie. He got Keanu Reeves as the quarterback, and they ended up winning.
Good crosser. Good crosser.
All right, so...
Dudebros Rewind.
Sure, you've heard the Mark Sanchez stuff, and the story changed a few times. So apparently, he was a chemically altered state of mind and got into an aggressive altercation with an elderly man and tried to beat him, and the elderly man pulled out a knife and defended himself and stabbed Mark Sanchez, which is why Mark Sanchez, after being stabbed, has felony assault charges. And they agreed to postpone the initial hearing, and he is going to have his trial, and it will start next month. So look forward to the show there. I've never liked Mark Sanchez, but
old butt fumble. Yeah, I understand. I watched him from the college through the NFLs, and he had a couple good years with the Jets, but then he had a couple really bad years with the Jets, and then now he's a commentator, and apparently he ain't gonna be a commentator anymore.
Oh, he just came out of USC at the era where, I don't know, just being from the SEC, you just were trained to hate everything that was USC. That was just, those were the rules.
Outsiders.
Yeah, I don't make the rules. Those are just the rules,
I don't know. I'm pretty sure every NFL team to this day and since existence has had what we'll call fixers. So, I'm watching a good documentary. And
I don't even understand that term.
Oh, no clue what that is at all.
Like the ones who do the maintenance?
Well, no. So let's just say hypothetically, I'm a star football player on a really big team, okay? I like to party, maybe strip clubs, maybe little, who knows, whatever your thing is, all right? So you're driving home from this titty bar,
I forgot what the camera was.
And you get pulled over by a cop, and they see it's you, and then you make a phone call, and somebody calls that cop, and then 2 more cops show up, and they follow you home, and they let you pull into your driveway, and then they just keep driving.
I was thinking more that they would just hide the bodies. That's kind of what they do, right?
That's when the strippers come to the house, and it's too much fun.
We're going a little bit off. Maybe this will go to Dudebros podcast.
That's what I kind of felt like this was going.
No, I was just trying to get some quick sports ball update. Another viral thing. Bills fan got the ball that came out of bounds, and you're supposed to give that back, and put it under his shirt, and then just fucking ran. And the announcers were trying to be bros, and cover their phone. Oh, I don't know what he's doing. Oh, well, there he goes. I guess he doesn't want to be on camera,
What did he find with the ball?
Huh?
Oh, I thought you were about to tell me it's another deflate gate.
No, it's just a souvenir.
Okay.
But if you wanted to get in the conspiracy thing, the reason that they do want a lot of the balls because they don't want people to open them up and take the chips out and then be able to reverse that and see what frequency broadcast to that and do anything wonky to it. Not saying they could manipulate what the ball does.
I thought that's where this was going the whole time.
Oh, no. I'm just saying that's why they keep there. They don't want you to know what tech goes into the balls. But
I'm surprised the back-to-back runs there.
This time they don't huddle, but the snap's going to come around 1:05. Aller scans the field, in trouble. And can't get away. Tried to reach the ball out. He didn't know where he was first down marker-wise.
Yes,
nowhere near it.
Play right here. Why no timeout here? What are they doing?
They still didn't take a timeout.
I don't get this at all.
I don't either. 4th down and 2. And now they're confused on the alignment. And UCLA is going to take a timeout, I guess, to help them out.
Is it an embarrassment or a triumph by UCLA? Which one
this
is
an embarrassment. This is absolutely.
It definitely shows being completely unprepared for any kind of scenario and not really vetting the team that you're about to play. Because, I mean, UCLA put gashes down them through that game. I mean, their quarterback, I think he was, from Tennessee before he transferred over there? He had an incredible game.
Well, it was
making him look like a Heisman.
It was the first time he was allowed to really shine out.
Right.
Now, do you know the backstory with the coach there?
Used to be a quarterback there prior to, and he got carried out after, I think it was it game-winning pass or something, the game-winning victory, and he was being carried out. Same thing happens now. What's the funny memes about it? It's like he somehow looks 18 and 70 at the same time when you look at his face.
There's some Benjamin Button shenanigans going on there.
Right, but awesome for him. That's an amazing moment.
No, the press conference afterwards, he was saying that, he's the interim coach. They just shifted him in that position, and he had never done anything like that before. He didn't know how to work the headset or any of that stuff. So a lot of the finer mechanics that are taken for granted, that the average viewer doesn't consider, were absolutely not in play there. And he was basically trusting the players a lot more, thus letting your quarterback make some of those play calling decisions a lot more. And we saw how this quarterback who last season shined out when given that freedom suddenly shines out again when given that freedom. So I think we will see a completely different UCLA team for the rest of this season. So you're basically wiping everything that was before, and this is what you got now.
Well, that's what you're hoping for if you're doing a coaching change mid-season, though, right? Because that's the whole deal. Is this guy, the players are not responding to you, or whatever's not working, they're not buying in, whatever the deal is, and you see something like that, and that's what the people that fired the last guy were hoping was going to happen. This new,
Right. Now, rarely do you see an interim coach stay, but I think just with the media buzz already from this, I think if he has at least decent performance and carries out, I think this might be the exception where you do see the interim coach choose to stay on.
Yeah, I remember Cadillac when he was the interim coach, and he got a big win right after that previous release. And he's hung in for a couple games, but obviously they made their decision with Mr. Freeze after that. Oh, Mr. Freeze. Where has that been? Where has that been? That's a total missed opportunity. But I was going to say, speaking of watching what happens with a new interim coach, how are we feeling about Bobby Petrino? Do we think he's going to be able to put the Razorbacks on the right track? I mean, I was going to mention that when we do our picks, but I'm kind of curious to get y'all's opinion on that.
What do you think, dude?
I don't know. I think if we're talking about these returning from the shadow type people, I'm more interested in Coach O.
Is it confirmed yet, or is he still in the...
He basically has spent an entire week being on camera everywhere, being like, "Hey, I'm here in football."
His phone's been ringing. Don't make no mistake.
Every time he's made a point to say he's looking
the
for
best situation.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a head coach. I'll be a head coach. I'll do whatever the best.
Needing some girth,
I think nail on the head there. I would not even guess how many phone calls he's had, but I know that right now he has a stack of offers and he is carefully considering and wheeling and dealing, and we will see. I don't know. I hope he doesn't go to the Gators. I hope that's not what they become.
That became a topic at work yesterday, actually, because I was floating.
It's been going around a little bit. I really don't want that. I don't want that. I would be happy with him going to
the Gators.
If he came and if Freeze got a shift out and Coach O came there, I'll take that.
I wouldn't like that because I like Coach O, and then
And then you
Yeah,
wouldn't,
but I'm
and then you
saying
wouldn't like him.
Then he could still be the Tigers.
Go Tigers.
And I don't want him to go out of the SEC, like the Clemson.
Or Virginia Tech. There's a lot of jobs open and going to become open, so I won't be surprised if near end of the season, Coach O is either on YouTube or I've been talking to so and so.
Well, see, here's the thing: his payout deal ends this December. That was what, $27 million, I think. So he's good until December. And when you get used to cashing $1 million checks, you kind of want to keep cashing $1 million checks. So.
What a ludicrous system.
Yeah, right.
We don't have to go down that road, but it just needs to be stated. Ludicrous.
Mailbox money is the best kind of money.
You're fired. Here you go. We'll see you at a different team next year.
He came out and he was he honestly looked a bit psychotic because
He can get those crazy eyes.
and sorry to switch podcasts, but he looked like Marco Rubio in the last press conference where he's literally going through a range of emotions that he is trying to fake and put on there because he's trying to match what is expected of him. But he's misreading the cues, so you just see him going all over the place. And so you get to see, going back to the coach, you get to see him go back and forth between being like proud and confident to just being genuinely angry and upset because he's y'all acted like us beating Bama wasn't anything in the first week and all of this. He's basically like, this was our Super Bowl, feels like Florida State was cheated out of the media celebrating that victory celebration.
Shame.
Maybe I just wanted to re-bring that up.
Shame. Where are they at now on this thing? Oh, right.
Hey, the Crimson Tide.
Well, I mean, they've always been the hot ticket item, but now I feel like you got the new hotness going on, if you know what I mean. Like there was a certain flavor that you had, you spit that flavor out because the flavor's gone. There's a new flavor now, and it tastes a lot like Ty Simpson, which is why I want to just briefly mention, have we decided...
Ryan Williams? Speaking of tasting like
Oh,
Ew.
did we want to touch base on maybe who our Heisman picks are at this stage?
Let's do the Heisman talk here.
Just I'll lead with, I don't really think the Oregon quarterback has earned the hype he's gotten to be in the conversation.
Yeah, he will, after this week, he will jump up in the conversation if there is something to talk about.
Right, and that's my 4 and 5 is Mendoza and Moore. So I want to
say
see
the Oregon quarterback. He's my 4 and my 5.
No, that's this matchup this week is going to determine who is the better of the two.
I've really only got 3. I really only got 3 people that have even kind of blipped the radar for Heisman. And number one's Carson Beck.
He did have a big game. I mean, you can't deny him that.
I've been talking shit about him all year, but he keeps playing pretty well, especially as far as quarterbacks across the board go. He's been the most solid. Right behind him is Ty Simpson now, because I feel like the Tyesman is starting to trend a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and I think he's got the right character for it.
Already copyrighted. So.
But
It's worth a shot.
You already knew that was copyrighted.
Yeah.
As soon as they put him on the roster, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
I'm heading out to say Jerry Jones when Brock Lesnar's daughter got married. It's like, I'll go ahead and draft the kid right now. Oh.
Probably a safe bet.
Not wrong.
And for my third, due to the lack of quarterbacks showing out, we'll say, I've got Jeremiah Smith.
Okay.
So that's my top 3 for Heisman. And I was really hoping it was going to be Arch, but he can't seem to get over that shoulder injury, man. And I hate it for him.
You don't think Krispy Kreme can creep up there?
That would be an amazing story.
That would be what I would fully lean behind.
Oh, yeah.
I would absolutely advocate for that young man.
He's got to win. Unfortunately, he has to have like the game-winning play in the Iron Bowl or something like that to try and like get launched into the stratosphere.
I mean, he's got a track record now. He's getting it. They keep it up every game. Give him
But bringing it back to the actual Heisman
Yeah,
candidates.
that's movies.
I've got the same three, just a different order. I've got Carson Beck at 3. I've got Mr. Jeremiah Smith at 2. And I've got Ty Simpson as 1. He's going to be number 1 until he proves me otherwise. If he buckles under the pressure, that's what's going to knock him out. But he seems to be up for the challenge right now of being the leader of this Alabama team. It's certainly not DeBoer.
I have Ty Simpson as my strong number 1. I have Jeremiah Smith as my number 2. And I have Carson Beck as my number 3. And then I have Mateer as a close 4. And I think Diego's behavior has excluded him, and he is not in the contention. Maybe his 7th year of college, he will.
He did secure another year.
Well, for me, mostly it was 3 things. It was the failure to perform when it really mattered on the field at the end of the game. It was his behavior prior to the beginning of the game, where he's making a point to have the camera shoot of him doing his warm-ups by practicing kneeling in his warm-up. I felt like that was very classless, and that's, putting bad juju on the game as a whole. And then speaking of bad juju, that takes me to number 3, Mr. Johnny Football on the sideline with Diego's jersey on.
Yeah, that was a bit much.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
That's not the endorsement you want.
Yeah, if I'm that quarterback, I'm like, hey, man, I appreciate the support, but
Go sit in the stands.
Yeah, take that. If you really do support me, you will take that off.
I feel like he would feel that if you told him that.
Yeah, especially if you're him. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, there's a few characters that
He would actually respect. Yeah.
But, I mean, at the end of the game, you did see old Mr. Football coming up to talk to Simpson and let him know that he played a hell of a game and, he was out there balling or whatever the quote was. And then walked off in Pavia's jersey, so that's what I was looking at.
Got to check all the boxes,
Puts on a Ohio State helmet as he's walking off.
His story is so interesting now with the NIL, if you really think about it, though, right?
Yeah.
It's like getting arrested for marijuana when it literally gets legalized the next year.
He had a great time.
But he was trying to be like, hey, I know I'm worth a certain amount of money and I'm going to go get that money or however I need to do it.
I mean, look at today.
And now they're like, it's chump change compared to what he probably would have gotten. Pass the meatball.
We're going to do our accurate top 10. So.
Can you spell accurate?
A-K.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I hear it now.
7. Shot it.
Country of origin, please?
The streets.
Great.
All right. Well, who wants to kick this pig?
I just wanted to run through the AP top 25 real quick. Ohio State, Miami, Oregon, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Those are their top 5 teams there. Oklahoma rounds out at 6, followed by Indiana, Alabama, Texas Tech, Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, Georgia Tech, Missouri, Michigan, Notre Dame. Under that, we got a lot of other teams questionable as to whether they're higher or lower, and so I'm sure we will see those.
How Memphis treats the rest of their year, because I believe they're 6-0, and they've beat some teams that they were picked to just get drugged by. So we'll see what they do with the rest of their year.
My number 10 is correctly placed at this time as the Georgia Bulldogs.
Same.
My number 10 would be Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty dog.
Number 9, I've got the Oregon Ducks.
I've got Texas Tech at 9. I think they've earned that spot.
I have Ohio State at 9.
Mm. Speaking of Ohio State, I have them at 8.
Oklahoma. Good defense.
Beautiful Oklahoma.
They've earned that spot.
Coming in at number 7, a team that is not currently in the top 10, I'm putting Georgia Tech.
That's where I got the Ducks.
As number 7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Indiana, actually.
Okay.
Number 6 is the Alabama's Crimsals Titles.
Same.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's 6.
Number 6, Alabama.
My 6 is going to be the Aggies. Texas A&M.
Coming in at number 5, a team that I think absolutely deserves to be there is Indiana. Number 5.
Did you look at my sheet at work?
No, we got some different ones. Go ahead.
5, Indiana.
Vandy.
Interesting.
Vandy, Alabama was 10. Vandy, Alabama just beat Vandy, and then Vandy
At home on a game day with the Lord Savior and Satan to rally the troops, and he started drinking at 4 a.m. I mean, that was a loud stadium for one. I think neutral ground, it might have been a different outcome. That being said, I would very much like for this week to roll on through, the next week to roll on through, and then at that point in time, the Roll Tide could be in contention to be in the top 3, maybe even the top team, depending on how everything shakes out. But at this point in time, based off what they have proven, who they have played, what everybody else has played, that's where I have them ranked and why. With a team they beat being ranked over the top.
Coming in at number 4, I've got the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Wow, giving them some high praise. I like
I
it.
am.
4 for me is Ole Miss. I like their offense. They can score a lot of points. If they can tighten up that defense, they're going to be very, very hard to beat.
I have Oregon at 4.
Wow. Okay.
Coming in at 3, I've got a Texas A&M, who have been proving to me that they have an amazing defense. If Reed is able to do his correct performance as quarterback, that is a very deadly team.
I got Ohio State because they've got that really good wide receiver. I don't know if you've heard of him. Something Smith, Jeremiah Smith, I think his name is. Yeah, he's really good. So Ohio State 3, and I think until somebody beats them, they're going to be right there top 3.
A certain LSU Tigers taking the spot of number 3. Just wait for it. Wait for it. There's a rumor going around that the Nuss Bus might have just refueled.
That would be interesting. This is the week for that to happen.
Absolutely.
Number 2, I've got Ole Miss and Mr. Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. I got Texas A&M. I just think that's a solid team, man.
Mhm.
There's not really a weak spot over there. I haven't seen it yet anyway.
That's fair. I'm going to have to put Carson Beck and the Miami Hurricanes as my number 2 team.
And on the subject of the Hurricanes, I've got them as number 1. It appears that you do as well.
I think that
If somebody doesn't, what do you have as number 1,
So who
dude?
do you think I have then by the process of
I
elimination?
didn't process elimination at all.
That would be the squad led by, one could argue, is the most charismatic leader in college football. A certain Lane Long Johnson Kiffin. I think Ole Miss at this point in time is the team. They have the hottest everything as a package. The media likes them. Lane's certainly been milking that. They've got the eyeballs on them.
I got them as number 2 for a reason.
I got them as number 1 for a reason.
Yeah, this one's really easy for me. Alabama wins this. They cover the 2.5-point spread, which I cannot believe they've got such a tight spread on this game. I know Mizzou's defense is historically good, but I don't know. I think they're going to gash them up. So, yeah, I think Alabama wins. We're going to cover that 2.5, and I think we're absolutely going to go over that 52.5. I think we're going to see big numbers out of tie this week.
I think you're probably right. I think the Crimson Tide probably comes out with a victory here. I think Missouri is a team that a lot of people think has been overrated so far. They've not really given them that much consideration. I mean, if they come out and they handle business, then this is a team. And the Crimson Tide, I'm sorry, Brian, but it absolutely plummets. Its stock does not recover, and it's not making the playoffs. But the Tigers, however, if they defeat the Tide, yeah.
Hardy comes out and is just putting up the numbers that he has been known for as leading rushing in the entire nation. He is going to take the game away. But do I think that Missouri can do it? I think back, they haven't had – this is their first big SEC test since South Carolina. And that was back in week 4, where I think that Alabama has been a little bit more tested. They're battle ready. This is an away game, but unfortunately, I got Alabama covering, and they're definitely going over 52.5 points. I think Missouri still scores points as well.
Indiana at Oregon.
Huge game.
Huge.
More than any other game, this probably has the most implications.
I'm most excited about this game. You know, even being a Bama fan, wanting to see a SEC head-to-head kind of deal.
I mean, the line has the Oregon Ducks with more than a touchdown pulling this out.
I don't see it that way. I think we find out who the Ducks really are this week, and I think we find out exactly who Indiana is this week. I think they beat the Ducks, and I think they cover that 7.5 point spread against the Ducks, and we're absolutely going over. There's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. That's my 2 cents. Send it.
Indiana's biggest game this year was 2 weeks ago with Iowa, which normally their explosive offense struggled to establish the run, had poor pass protection, which led to Mendoza not putting up the numbers that we're used to seeing. Oregon's biggest battle was against Penn State 2 weeks ago, where they outlasted the Nittany Lions in overtime. I saw more defense there in that Penn State-Oregon game than I really was expecting to see, and I think Vegas is giving the odds to the Ducks because they're at home. But this channel has been showing lots of love to the Hoosiers, and because of that, I'm going to have to go Gene Hackman over Donald Duck. But we're going to go under 55.5.
Hackman. What you got, dude? You seem very disappointed with your eyes.
Well, no, I was hoping the ticket prices would increase more on this.
That is odd that it's not at least $250 plus.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had looked. There's only 3 games that have ticket prices over $200 this week. Mm-hmm. This is I think the 4th highest ticket price now. It has raised, but it still hasn't broke 200 yet. I just was checking that before we moved forward with the segment.
So how are you calling the Hoosiers and the Ducks?
Oh, I think that is very obviously going to be the Oregon Ducks cannot cover that spread, and I think the game is very obviously going to be an over.
But I think Hawkins is very capable. I mean, I know they had a victory over Kent State. I think it was 44-0, which I think the spread was 45. How funny is that? But I'll just, since I'm taking it from here, I'll just say I think Texas experienced a major upset, as we well know, to the Gators this past week. The Longhorns are back at home, and they're giving them just a little bit of an edge, maybe because of that. Maybe their program needs this win desperately in order to retain the clout that they like to have. I'd love to see Arch take his team to a home victory, but I don't have high hopes. In fact, during the live stream, I had made the call that they needed to pull Arch at halftime and put their backup quarterback in, who the one play I got to see him do was a crisp first down pass. Yeah.
I will comment on that. However, I did make a prediction in our first episode that it would come to be about October time when the weather starts getting cold again, that maybe that's when our hero Arch emerges in a particularly tough game. Maybe it's the Oklahoma game. Because remember you said, are you calling it this? Because we were already forecasting this Red River rivalry.
I remember.
And here we are coming up. And I would say he absolutely has fallen into the mud. So if he were to deliver a hard-hitting performance, show true leadership, show good football brain out there, make the good decisions, and execute the way that he is capable of doing, then that's where you see him suddenly vaulted up. And then you have the whole Texas versus Bama thing, and you have the 2 young boys, the lads with their face off.
I love this fantasy. But the Oklahoma Sooners defense is too good for Mr. Arch Manning come Saturday.
Oklahoma defense, too good.
I think they're too good. But I've got the Sooners winning, but I'm not going to touch the over-under, though. I'm going to stay away from that.
That's a smart bet.
I can't see Texas losing 2 in a row. It's going to – it can happen. It could happen. I would like to see Arch – get whatever he needs shot up in there, make this thing work real good, and show me good brains, just like you said. I absolutely agree with that point. I hope we get that game this week. That's what I'm betting on. I got Texas winning and covering the spread. And we're going over.
I will agree with you entirely. But if Oklahoma wins, Texas fades, Oklahoma only soars, this only solidifies, and they are a playoff team.
Absolutely.
I'm really holding on to I believe in Orange.
All right.
We'll see this week.
That we will.
I'm excited about this game.
Tell me why you're excited about this game.
I want to see Georgia Tech have a big damn game. I think they need it. I really think they need we beat the shit out of this team. And I would really like to see it this week. I don't know if we're going to get that, though. I want to see it, but I don't think they're covering 14.5 points. I think if they do win, it's by 10, somewhere in there. Maybe two scores, but 3's too many. So I see Georgia Tech winning this game. We're going to go under, and I don't think they're going to cover.
I've been saying that Georgia Tech is absolutely in control of their destiny for the rest of their season. They've got one big team to face, and we know that's Georgia at the end of the season. Mm-hmm. So depending on how they go into that, they could be a top 10 ranked team going in to face Georgia, which will be
very true.
Probably, I would love to see the stat on it. I'm sure it's been many, many years since something like that's happened with old Georgia Tech. With that said, Virginia Tech can also put up some points too, so I do think we're going to go over, but I think the Yellow Jackets cover.
I think Georgia Tech comes out. I think that they absolutely have the ability to cover. And I think that they absolutely are going to put more points up than 55.5 points.
You said they have the ability to cover. You didn't say they would cover.
Well, I guess I did.
I think they're going to win, but I don't think they cover. Under. Boom.
All right, GB's calling Irish, not covering, and under.
NC State, team that scores points regardless of losing.
I mean, Wolfpack. It's not just one Wolf; it's a pack of them.
Yeah, they get points. Irish will win though, and they'll probably be in the top 10 after this. They probably will.
I think NC State absolutely keeps them from covering. I almost would say that this might be a potential upset, but I'm not bold enough to call that. But this would be the upset I would want.
Right.
I don't think they cover. I don't think we're going over. So under, no cover. I think Notre Dame wins though.
Samesies.
We got the number 22 Iowa State Cyclones at the Colorado Buffaloes with old IHOP out there right now.
I'm disappointed with
Blood clots in his
Iowa.
leg. He had to have his shoe off all game, hopping around one shoe on one foot, one leg not in the shoe.
That's clever. Didn't know you were clever. What you got? Who you got? Cyclones?
All the way.
Buffaloes?
All the way on this one. I think both teams are overrated. I think Iowa State comes out ahead. Unless Dion passes off more coaching responsibilities to Mr. Warren Sapp, which is a potential thing. He might have to have some procedure on Friday, and if he does, then we will see Mr. Sapp as the coach. And I think if Sapp is the leader of your team, you win the game. Plain and simple.
He's pretty ferocious, man. He's got a way of firing you up.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, imagine a ref, tries to throw a flag,
and then he eats the ref.
No, I think I really do. I think that if there is that kind of personnel shift, that Colorado gets behind it and they come out and win. But if Dion is still out there, then Colorado loses. I'm not saying he's necessarily a terrible coach or anything, but he absolutely is suffering. I mean, he's got one damn shoe off and he's hobbling around out there. He's wincing in pain. He can't concentrate fully. So I think that they absolutely do better with him taking care of that and then trying to do coaching decisions.
Well, a lot of people don't understand the actual responsibility of a head coach and how much there is to that. So when you're in terrible pain, it's hard to focus on everything you got to do and delegate the things that you need to do correct. I completely agree with you. So, and I like Prime. I've been outspoken about how important he's been to football, and
I don't like it.
I know, but
And I've been outspoken about that.
Yeah, but I'm also very disappointed with the Cyclones this year. So I think they win and cover and it's over. But same to your point, I don't know what it's going to look like if Sapp's the head coach. I think they would rally behind him, and especially have better decisions being made coaching-wise. So I don't think the Buffaloes are as bad as everybody is saying they are, but they're definitely not as good as they're saying they are either. So they lost a lot of talent, and it's just not the same team. So
When I look at this game, I flash back to Colorado versus BYU back in Week 5. I think this game will be very similar to that in the way that the Buffaloes were defeated, which has me with the Cyclones going covering, but it is going to be under. I think it's going to be under that 53.5. Very similar to Week 5.
All right. Let's get into some
SEC.
matchups.
SEC. You should have
What?
chanted with us.
what happened?
It's-
There you go.
Blacked out for a second. I'm sorry. Stupid Vols.
We talked about this earlier. Trino comes in. Sometimes all you need is a coaching staff change to ignite a fire in your team. Obviously, we talked about UCLA. I think he's definitely going to bring a new energy when they go into Neyland Stadium this week. But with that said, I think Tennessee wins, but I do not think they cover. I'm also going to abstain from the over-under on this one.
This is one of those high over-unders that I think they probably got right. Arkansas can score points. Tennessee can score points. Neither of their defenses are all that great. Tennessee's is obviously better. So I think Tennessee does cover. I think we're going over. I think this is going to be one of them shootouts where the Woo Pigs could have had a chance, coulda, woulda, woulda, but they still lose by, 2 touchdowns.
I think this game comes out heavily in favor of the Tennessee Volunteers. I think they cover the spread.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think it goes over,
Okay.
but I think Tennessee puts at least 45 points up.
Ooh.
You thinking the Razorbacks struggle that much?
They get shut down.
Dang.
Unless, like you said, Petrino comes out and just does some crazy shenanigans, which we'd love to see as someone watching the game. That'll be on the SEC network.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Tickets for that more than the Indiana-Oregon
yeah, I was
game.
going to say that is one of the 3 most expensive games would be this game.
I didn't mean to steal your thunder. I thought you were
No.
about to segue. I didn't want to miss that.
No, you're good.
How about them Gators and them Aggies?
This is a trap game. This is an absolute
For which
trap
team?
game. Pick one. It doesn't matter. No,
a
seriously,
joke.
this is the Gators that was their Super Bowl last week. Are they going to carry that into the Aggies, the 12th man? I don't think so. It's just, but if they do, oh my God, we got to be talking about the Gators, right? It's just
Yeah.
a weird, I just feel, I would not bet on this game on any form or fashion. I just wouldn't. I still think the Aggies are going to win, but that's all I'm going to say.
No, Aggies win. It's over. Florida Gators are irrelevant, done with. Last week was a fluke, then it reveals a weakness in a certain other team, and we move forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the state of Texas is about to return the favor to the Florida Gators.
Yeah.
Their defense is top-notch at home, keeping both Auburn and Mississippi State to 10 points or less the past 2 weeks. So Aggies over Gators,
Yep.
they cover, but it is under.
So we got another rivalry game after that. We got the Jayhawks at the Red Raiders, Kansas at Texas Tech, folks. Texas Tech being a top 10 team at this point. Line is 13.5 points in favor of Texas Tech, with the over-under being 60.5 points. Do we see them covering? Do we see it going over? I'm going to go ahead and come out of the gate here, and I say they cover, and it is over.
I like that you mentioned Red Raiders broken the top 10, but I think they deserve more. I think they come out over the Kansas Jayhawks, but it is under.
I think they beat the crap out of Kansas. So I think I'm with you, dude. I think they absolutely do cover. I think this is going over, and I think we're going to see a show at home by the Raiders.
So I think the biggest determining factor is, has Auburn and Hugh Freeze made the adjustments to the offensive line before this game? They had a bye week. They had time to really get on Xavier Chaplin, who has constantly been one of the main resources for the offsides, for holding penalties. They come to find out he's got some hearing issues, which is a big factor, especially in those away games where he could not hear. You're at A&M or at Oklahoma, which is why he was having so many mistakes. If they are able to start utilizing Cobb, get the run game going, not be behind the sticks every single play, Auburn has a legitimate shot, I think, to win this. Plus, we talk about this, any big rivalry game, Georgia and Auburn, it doesn't matter who's ranked, where they are, this matters. It's going to be close. It's going to be a fight in the trenches. Auburn's got one of the better teams they've had in the past few years. Georgia's team's a little bit worse that they've had in the past few years. But ultimately, it's going to come down to who wants it more. I think Auburn desperately needs this win in order to really to get some retention. And then when they beat Bama here in a couple weeks, then they're going to feel a little bit better about that too. But I think they need to get loud in Jordan-Hare Stadium. I think that the crowd absolutely needs to play a factor to your point. So I'm going to say War Damn Eagle, Tigers over Bulldogs, under. Oh, one last thing I do want to say, though, is Auburn has to outscore Georgia in the first half. If they do not, they will lose. Kirby Smart makes the halftime adjustments regardless. We saw that with Alabama. They put up a goose egg the second half in that Alabama-Georgia game. I would not be surprised Auburn has the same struggle. So they need to make sure that they outscore going into halftime, maybe even get the ball back at the half. That's the only way that they can come out with a win.
And then he woke up and picked what was actually going to happen, and that's the Georgia Bulldogs going to dry hump the Tigers up and down the field. I think you're going to have at least one of their running backs over 100 yards rushing. I think they're going to cut them up, and I think Gunnar Stockton is finally going to start throwing the ball down the field with some accuracy. Okay. So Bulldogs cover, and we're going over. Sorry, Auburn.
I think you're discrediting Auburn's defense, though.
That's hard to pick against your team. I get it. You got to talk them up.
I just think you got to take into consideration. We're talking about Texas A&M being a top 5 team, kept them to 16 points. Kept Auburn in that game, and that was an away game. I think Tigers, like I said, legitimate shot. Don't beat themselves.
Okay. How do we think Arnold's going to do this game, too?
He needs to get the ball out quicker, period. He needs to trust his offensive line more if they're capable of doing it. He needs to be able –
no, we shouldn't.
But if they've made the adjustments that they need to make, or if they've pulled the people that they need to pull, I mean, like I said, the biggest question was Chaplin. If he is playing the way he needs to play, if they've adjusted for him, that's a huge weakness that the past 2 weeks have been exploited.
So I don't want to come across as saying something that could be perceived as a negative thing. But because of the rules in college football now, I don't want to say I'm discounting that or putting any of his disability into question, but when you claim something like that, you get your special helmet that has your visuals overlaid here. So in essence, you get a head start. You get a flashing light when that football moves. So you literally have this visual cue, meaning even if it's something as simple as you don't have to shift your body so much this way, you're fully prepared. That half second more, that extra, you know what I'm saying? Gives you that advantage. So I think that if he has got himself a certified disability with the hearing and got himself a hearing impaired helmet, then yeah, you gave one of your offensive linemen, and a relic. You gave him a buff, whatever terminology you want to use. You gave him an extra.
A power up.
Right. Power up, that he ate the mushroom, he whatever you want to do. That's right there. So, that being said, I think we could see some difference in the Auburn line. That would be very good to see. And I think if Auburn does come put points on the board, as you said, in the first half, I think no matter what Auburn leads at halftime, I think they lead Georgia by a touchdown to 10 points at halftime. I think Georgia beats Auburn by 3 touchdowns, covers and over. But if Auburn comes out and they've got this one particular chink in the chain resolved, and then suddenly it is all one solid thing, Auburn is potentially a top 10 team and easily beats everything from this point on. So it's amazing what one little alteration to someone with a disability can do. I say that from personal experience.
I believe in you, Auburn, and I need the Auburn fan base to do so too. They need that positive mental energy to it. When I talk to my Auburn fan buddies about it, they're all in the dumps, man. They feel like the team's not good, but they're not seeing the positives. All they see is the penalties. All they see is the negative yardage. They're not seeing if you can get ahead of these tidal wave-like problems where you're behind the sticks every single down, or you're in third and long every single time. I think, how many third downs did they convert against A&M? Like 1, maybe? That's a strong if. I think what I had mentioned in either the live stream or one of the previous shows is that if Auburn's offense had just chosen to stay at the hotel, they would have a better shot at winning these past 2 weeks. But I want to see Jackson Arnold have a good game. They need to reestablish the running game. That's really fallen by the wayside. USC plays well at home. They outscored Michigan State 45-31 back in week 4. I do not see them putting up the same kind of numbers, but I will take the Trojans over the Wolverines. They cover, and we're going to go under.
Exact same.
So I'm inclined to say the exact same, but I'm worried that that's what this
they want me to think
is saying. When I stop and take a step back, I think, hold on, both of these teams are dog shit. But I think the Wolverines pull the upset here, and USC loses at home.
Tough.
A little rain on their parade in Southern California.
You had made a pretty bold statement of the LSU Tigers being in your top 3, I believe, of teams, and now they got the South Carolina Gamecocks coming in. What are we thinking?
I'm thinking that a certain Nussmeier was approached for a very high dollar endorsement deal and has a significant interest in being all that he can fucking be from this point on, because I feel that has not been the case for the past 2 games. And you had someone who saw some praise and was already looking forward to the future and seeing where they're going to sit in the NFL realm. And now they see that, oh, there's potential for me to make this pot of money right now, but I have to be relevant and do something once again. And I think that with that drive, that incentive, Nussmeier comes out and we see the Nuss bus gassed up. I don't think he gets the Heisman, but I think he does enough where you see his name on the board again.
So you think they cover?
Oh, handedly.
Handedly cover, and are we going over?
I think the Tigers beat the Cocks thoroughly.
Both
Quote.
hands, huh?
Quote. Go ahead, Brian. What are you thinking here?
2 hands. No, I'm there. I think the Tigers are due for a big game. I don't really know what, because I was talking about Nussmeier in the beginning of the year. This was going to be his time to shine. You know, everybody was kind of feeding into that, and then he just had not played well. I mean, he's showed flashes here and there, but it's not been on any kind of consistent basis. I think he has a big game, so I'm with you. I think the Tigers win. I think they cover, and I think we're going over.
I think this is secretly a great matchup. I like Sellers when he's healthy. He's able to put some numbers up. Obviously, y'all are on the train of the Nuss bus is ready to be rolling. I am not convinced. I need to see it on Saturday. But obviously the edge is going to go to the Tigers in Death Valley. So Tigers are going to be over Gamecocks, but I got LSU not covering. I think South Carolina scores some points, but we do go over.
I'm going to be looking at the defensive performance from LSU. That's
Right.
going to be where this game really that's the biggest variable, aside from Nuss's mentality, which I believe to be where it needs to be for this game.
I hope that's true. I want to see him do some things.
I don't know what to think about these Cougars. I'm not real sure, man.
BYU Cougars at the Arizona Wildcats. Now, we'll say Arizona is a team that you don't need to necessarily sleep on either there. The spread on this is a 1.5 point game, my friends. I think that Arizona actually comes out here and loses off their own accord to BYU. I don't necessarily think this is any kind of out-performance type thing. I think this is just what the script says.
Okay.
You had some thoughts on this game.
Well, I mean, I think Vegas is rightfully calling it a close game. Arizona's undefeated at home this season. Their only loss was to Iowa State, a team that was playing out of their freaking minds that week, if you go back and watch the footage. Meanwhile, BYU has not done anything this season to make me think that they're a top 20 team. I think it'll be a vicious cat fight in Arizona this Saturday, but I got Wildcats over Cougars, and we're going over.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sure what to think about BYU. If they come out here and just beat up Arizona, then we can start talking about they've earned at least a top 20 talk. But
Right.
I just haven't seen anything from them. And like you said, Arizona has not lost at home this year. So I still think BYU wins. I think they win by 3-6 points, something like that, because it is going to be a close game. But I do think we go over. I think there's going to be some points.
I think Utah's had a good season despite the home game loss against Texas Tech. So I got Utes over Sun Devils. They're going to cover, and we're going to go over.
So
You feeling the Sun Devils? You think they've been
traded for a rifle? I generally have liked Utah. I started out liking them. I have been less impressed as the season has moved forward with the Utes. That being said, I have been increasingly more impressed with this mythical creature. And I think that the Sun Devils might just come out here and pull us a little upset.
well,
That's your upset pick?
put your money where your mouth
We
is.
going over?
Yeah, I think that's solid, actually.
Okay.
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 The most expensive tickets this week are going to be coming from the Hook'em Horns game.
Mm-hmm.
We got a solid $267 for people to come see the Cotton Bowl.
$267 it's at now?
Yep.
So it's dropped pretty significantly. It was $329 when we...
It was at $254 earlier, but yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That's what I'm saying. The ticket prices in general. Now, a significant drop. Now we only have 2 games with ticket prices over $200.
Mm.
And the Georgia-Auburn game is $234. So that would be the other game. Michigan, USC, and Georgia-Auburn being the only games that are high-dollar games. But no $6 games, nothing at all like that. I think the lowest game was an $11 game. Where is it at? And it has dropped to $10. So Wake Forest at Oregon State, $10 tickets now. That's the no love for the Beavers.
Poor Beavers.
I think the Bulldogs-Tiger game is definitely the one to watch because you can take Georgia out of contention for the playoff
Now,
with this win.
there's a game that we didn't have in here that I would argue is the most contested or difficult to call game this week. So the absolute I would not touch with a 10-foot pole at all whatsoever. That is going to be Maryland and Nebraska duking it out right there. Because both teams kind of fallen under the radar. Both teams have a reputation of being somewhat solid. Nebraska seems to be underperforming what your baseline expectations are. And Maryland seems to be overperforming right where they are at, which puts them right about dead even, all things considered. The line on that, 6.5 points. Over under on that's 48.5. And I think with a 6.5 point spread.
Who are they favoring? Maryland?
Yeah, they're in favor of Nebraska, I believe. Yeah. Maryland has been trending upwards. I would say the last couple of weeks they're looking more solid. So
When is that game?
that's Saturday.
Yeah, what time?
2:30.
It's a primetime spot.
I think you see
It'll be
Maryland.
a game.
I think you see Maryland take a step up. I've been kind of watching some of their stuff this year, and even Papa Saban had them on his radar. They as the underdog team that was overperforming, as you said. So I think they beat Nebraska.
Like I said, I'm not touching this one.
I'll put it on tape. They beat Nebraska.
Put it on tape. If I had a gun to my head, I say Nebraska doesn't cover, and that's the only thing that I would bet. I wouldn't say one's going to win or the other. I'm saying Nebraska does not cover.
Nebraska is capable. I mean, like you said, they're underperforming, but they are capable. You see them make some moves on teams that they shouldn't be making moves on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I would like to make sure this week we go out of our way to highlight one of the heroes that generally get unsung. And I'm sorry if you already know this story, but in the state of California, there is a program, a state school, and they have a football team, and their football team was almost the victim of the most egregious theft of a casual bystander thinking they had the right opportunity to snatch a football helmet. So they snatched a football helmet and took off running. And you know who saved the day? The equipment manager. This scrawny little boy, full speed on the field, open field, perfect form tackle, slams it down. And they made sure to give him a big award ceremony earlier this morning at school. This little thing came up all the football players, giving them daps and all that, you know.
That's a beautiful story.
He got some numbers. He got some numbers.
Definitely, that'd be great. They put his stat up to one tackle.
One tackle equals 45 cell phone numbers.
No, they give it one tackle for a loss. Give him the full stat, you know. Yeah, I thought that was.
It's a good story. Usually that's the tail end of a news segment kind of story. Leave you on a happy note.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Tune in next week.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
Dad, look at Tate's baby cousin. Look.
What is that?
It's her baby He's so cute.
So cute.
I wanted to talk about
Proctor. Let's
Krispy
go.
Kreme.
So the short on this just came out. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it, folks. This
Love
is Alabama hero right here.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
I wanted to point out a fun statistic. Now, when he went in, he was the number 5 prospect. The number 1, obviously, for his position, but the number 5 prospect overall. Now, when you consider the transfer portal, he is the number 2 overall pick in all of college football. Meaning
Wow.
Out of all of college football, Kadyn Proctor is the most eligible bachelor, as they were. But I think he is committed to Alabama at this point in time. He's got a good rapport. All of the star players churching him up, as you saw on the short, you know.
We love Krispy Kreme. Yes, sir.
It's such a good name,
It's
too.
perfect, right?
I like the way that Ty Simpson's, you know, doing the thing, but still being like the humble Ty Simpson. Don't tell us that, you know, whatever, you know. Yeah, they're definitely not going to report on this Ty.
Right.
But that being said, I don't like these midweek interviews we're getting with him where he is not clean shaven. I don't think he quite has the full beard, so the thick, dark, patchy patches really stand out. I think if you're going to be a Heisman candidate and you know you're going to be on national camera, maybe
Clean it up.
I mean, I say that.
Yeah, you child. Clean up your pubic hairs on your chin.
I keep mine nice and...
I could insert some like 1950s school education.
I had to be 30 before I could grow a beard, is all I'm trying to say, okay?
Yeah, I will say now we all had that kid who was like 11 with full beard and chest hair and, you know, kids of his own somehow or whatever, but there's definitely...
And they're like 8 and 9.
Yeah, right.
I am 12. Great movie.
There's definitely a disparity when it comes to the facial hair as to how it comes in for different people. But anyway, just thought that. And also, 6'7", 366 pounds, and that boy was
Let's go.
moving. Can you imagine being hit with that much meat? at
You
that
got to
speed?
watch him hit people.
I know, but I'm saying being on the receiving end of that.
That was a beautiful thing to watch.
I
That
know,
John Madden would love that.
Yeah.
You know, imagine John Madden calling those plays.
Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my
he'd
God.
lose it.
He might have a heart. He might just die again.
That'd be the best.
We just need Frank Caliendo to give us an impression of that. Because to me, that is the best John Madden impression.